One. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Sports PSP. Hope you all enjoying your Thursday or Friday. I want to talk about some NFL news regarding the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys. Star defensive player of the Dallas Cowboys, Micah Parsons, was on the Voncast with Von Miller's podcast. And they were having a discussion about the NFL and the MVP race. And they were talking about Jalen Hurts. And Micah Parsons asked Von Miller, I'm just reading this quote from Micah Parsons. I'm just reading this from an ESPN article from Tim McManus. Micah Parsons asked Von Miller, when you look at the Eagles, is it Hurts or the team? Von Miller responded, I think it's a little bit of both. Parsons said, it's system and team. Parsons went further. I'm not trying to make no enemies. I just love the game so much, and I understand it so much that when things are off, I just can't hold it in. I almost got to say something. Jalen Hurts was asked about Micah Parsons' comments, and his response was, we're worried about the Bears right now. Hurts' teammate and Eagles left tackle Jordan Mailata spoke about what Micah Parsons had to say. His comments were, I'm going to worry about the Chicago Bears this week, mate. Worry about this game. Micah should worry about his game this week, too. I don't know who the F they're playing, pardon my language. Just worry about who you got this week. That's how we do it here. I'm not going to worry about any of the comments anybody said. That's just how we focus and run about our business. We got the Chicago Bears, not the Chicago Micah Parsons. So what do I take from what Micah Parsons had to say about Jalen Hurts? Is it really about him or the team as far as the MVP? Look, people are going to look at it and say this is a shot at Jalen Hurts, but I have no problem, to be honest with you, what Micah Parsons had to say. Listen, if we're going to ask people to be honest, and if we're going to ask for their opinion, we got to allow them to be honest, and we got to allow them to be open, whether you agree or disagree with their opinion. You can respectfully agree or disagree. You can criticize their opinion. We can do it respectfully. So I have no problem with what Micah Parsons had to say. And I also don't have a problem with him. Is it really him or the team? Let's say you take Jalen Hurts out of the equation with the Philadelphia Eagles, and you put Patrick Mahomes on the Philadelphia Eagles roster. You mean to tell me that the Eagles would be worse off with Mahomes than Jalen Hurts in Kansas City? If we swap teams, hypothetically speaking. Now, Mahomes, unlike Jalen Hurts, does not take better care of the football. Jalen Hurts takes better care of the football. Mahomes has 11 interceptions. Jalen Hurts has 3. Mahomes will try to take chances that sometimes, although it does work and works well, sometimes he takes dumb chances. Okay? The Buffalo Bills game, the game against the Denver Broncos, Mahomes threw like 3 interceptions in that game. But here's the thing, unlike Jalen Hurts, Mahomes has that arm. And if you mean to tell me you give him A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, the Eagles would be worse off, and with Miles Sanders running the football, and with that defense, because I don't think Patrick Mahomes ever had an elite defense throughout his time in Kansas City. Not an adequate defense, a really damn good defense. I don't think he's ever had that during his time in Kansas City. Meanwhile, in Kansas City, if you put Jalen Hurts there, yes, we know what Andy Reid can do as far as with quarterbacks. Look at what he's done in Philadelphia with Donovan McNabb, 5 NFC Championship appearances, Super Bowl appearance, even though they didn't win a Super Bowl ring. You look at what he did with Michael Vick in 2010. Michael Vick made the Pro Bowl that year. The Eagles were 10-6. They won the division. Michael Vick had his best year throwing the football, 21 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, won Comeback Player of the Year. And of course, we can't ignore the job he did in Kansas City before Mahomes with Alex Smith. You know, Alex Smith throughout his time in Kansas City was a pretty good quarterback. And we all know about Eric Bieniemy. Eric Bieniemy should be in the discussion as far as with a head coach. And we all know how great Travis Kelce is at the tight end position, the best tight end in football. But how is Jalen Hurts is going to work with Marquez Valdez-Scantling, and Juju Smith-Schuster. Now, we know what Jalen Hurts can do as far as running the football, and he can add that threat to Kansas City as far as read option plays, unlike Patrick Mahomes, even though Patrick Mahomes is mobile. But Jalen Hurts provides that dual threat option. But how is Jalen Hurts going to work with those types of weapons? Valdez-Scantling, Juju Smith-Schuster, Mecole Hardman, so Andy Reid, and Eric Bieniemy. Again, not every quarterback plays the same system, so you're going to have to make changes depending on the type of player you have, especially at quarterback. And if you put Joe Burrow with the Eagles, and if you put Jalen Hurts with the Bengals, you mean to tell me the Eagles would be worse off with Burrow? Especially when you give him an offensive line, and with Miles Sanders at running back, even though he does have Joe Mixon, and even though we talk about Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, and that's a great couple, but A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, they ain't bad to have. I'm just saying. So Micah does make those arguments, but here's the thing Micah's got to be careful about. And again, I have no problem. But he's got to be careful with this, though. First of all, it is a little too premature for you to be talking about the Eagles when you should be focusing on the Jacksonville Jaguars, as Jordan Mailata mentioned. Just like we're focusing on the Chicago Bears, as Jordan Mailata said, Micah should just focus on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Number two, last time we saw the Eagles and the Cowboys play each other, it was at Lincoln Financial Field back in October, and the Eagles won that game. Jalen Hurts wasn't spectacular throwing the football, but the Eagles won. And the Eagles faced the Dallas Cowboys on Christmas Eve at Arlington, Texas. And hearing those statements from Jordan Mailata and especially from Jalen Hurts, they're not going to forget about this. And it's going to give Jalen Hurts even more motivation to play even better. So it's interesting to see how that game goes. But I said it before a few days ago, guys. I have Jalen Hurts as my MVP. No matter the circumstances, you can't take away what this guy has accomplished. Throughout his career, the knock on Jalen Hurts has been, can he consistently throw the football? And he has. He's thrown for 3,157 yards. That's 10th in the National Football League as far as passing yards. He's thrown 22 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions. 22 touchdowns. That's like tied 5th in the NFL. 3 interceptions. He's thrown the fewest interceptions this season. He's completing 68% of his passes. His QBR on a scale of 0 to 100 is 70.4, which is 4th in the NFL. And he has a passer rating of 108.4. Not just passing the football, we know what he can do running the football. He has 10 rushing touchdowns. Jalen Hurts joins Cam Newton and Kyler Murray as the only quarterbacks to have at least 20 touchdown passes as well as 10 rushing touchdowns in the same season. So that's excellent category to be in. And look, Jalen Hurts has been phenomenal. I have him as the MVP right now. Hell, if the NFL made a Most Improved Player of the Year award, he would win it, in my opinion. So that's all I got to say about that regarding Micah Parsons and Jalen Hurts. I really don't have a problem with what Micah Parsons had to say. All I got to say is, Micah Parsons, you better back it up against the Eagles on December 24th, because the Eagles have your number this season. So anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. Let me know in the comment section below, guys, what do you make about the whole Jalen Hurts, Micah Parsons situations? Are you Team Micah, Team Jalen Hurts? Do you think Micah Parsons' comments were inbounds, out of bounds? Do you think Jalen Hurts should be the MVP, leading MVP candidate, or any other opinion that you can possibly think of? Aside from that, it's your boy Sports PSP. Hope you all enjoying the rest of your day. And as usual, man, God bless.